Hey everyone, it's Amanda, and this is part 2 of my ginormous book haul for February. I have a little bit of a problem when it comes to the Goodwill and the Salvation Army. I just like to go there, and I can't leave without buying at least 2 or 3 or 7 or 8 books. But anyway, it's like so fun to go there. So I'm going to show you what I found, and this is not one trip. This is like a lot of trips to several different stores, so and then there's also some books from my library that I'm going to show you. So here we go. The first ones are going to be from Salvation Army and Goodwill. So first I got The Fun House by Dean Koontz. I have this thing where I just cannot not buy a book if it has a Ferris wheel or a roller coaster or something on it like that. I don't know why. I love these carnival amusement park type books. I don't know why. I actually realized I have like 4 or 5 of them like in this room right now that have something to do with an amusement park. So I got this one. I actually think I owned this a while ago and then never read it, but not this copy. I'm not sure. I had a Dean Koontz book. I think it was called Fun House a while ago. But it's like in brand new shape. All the books I'm going to show you, brand new condition, not shape. I don't know. Bad grammar, sorry. All the books I'm going to show you were $1.50 or less. I forgot to say that. So, yeah. So this is something to do with a woman who joined a traveling carnival. I don't know. It sounds good. I'm excited. Then I found The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. And I really wanted to get this for a while because I've heard it's amazing, and they had it at the Goodwill. It did not have a dust jacket, but it's in really good condition. It's a pretty book too, so I'm fine with that. So I got that. I also got Feed by M.T. Anderson. This has to do with, it's like a dystopian where everyone has to get a feed put in their head, and it kind of decides how they act and like what they like and everything, and there's a girl that decides she's going to fight it. So yeah. I got some more Philippa Gregory books at the Goodwill. I got The Other Boleyn Girl, and I know this was a movie. I also got The Boleyn Inheritance, beautiful book. And this one wasn't even marked up. Sometimes when they're nice like this, they mark them up higher, but this was $1.50. So, yeah. I was so excited to find this book because I've been on the hunt for this book, and I was going to actually order it online, and I found it, and it was the one I wanted, like the edition. So 1984 by George Orwell. This is the Signet Classic. I cannot wait to read this because everyone says that he was just eerily so close to what society is like, and he wrote this in 1949 of what he thought 1984 would be. So I'm very excited to read this. I was like, oh! I think I made a noise in the Goodwill, and I hope that the lady in the aisle with me didn't think I was strange, but she probably did. But oh well, get excited about books. I also got Someone Like You by Sarah Dessen, another Sarah Dessen book. I'm collecting these, and I'm going to read them someday. I got The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger, and I just think the cover is just so cute. I love the cover. I saw the movie years ago, right after it came out, and I liked it, but I've heard the book is really, really good, and I don't remember a lot about the movie, so I'm going to read the book. Got Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen, another Sarah Dessen book. I got An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. I'm to the point where I have almost all of the John Green books. I don't have The Fault in Our Stars, and I know that everybody loves that one. I have not read that, but that one's really sad, so I don't know. But this one I got. I also got The Almost Moon by Alice Sebold, and this one does not have the best ratings on Goodreads, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll like it, but I'm going to read it and see what I think. I also got Lucky by Alice Sebold, so I have 3 of her books. I don't know if that's all the books she has, but I found all of these at the Goodwill for $1 each. This one is a memoir of, she was raped brutally, I guess, and attacked in college. And she talks about that and how she kind of overcame it. And it sounds really good, so I'm interested to read that. I also got, this was a cover by, I've never heard of this book, The Ticket Out by Helen Node. And it's about a woman who, some woman dies in this other woman's bathtub, which kind of, I'm interested to see the logistics of that, because normally people aren't in your room, in your bathroom, dying in your bathtub, unless you know them. I don't know. And anyway, it sounds like what I thought was interesting, not only was the cover interesting, it says that it kind of, that murder parallels another murder from 1944. So I think that sounded kind of cool. I'm looking forward to reading this. And then I'm slowly collecting books by Jodi Picoult, and I'm going to read them because all the books that she's written that I've found, the plots sound really good. So this is Second Glance. It has something to do with a man who lost his wife. So I thought that sounded interesting. I also got, this one's a really pretty book, The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. And this is a Penguin Essential Edition. This is a really nice copy. It has the little, like dust jacket, paperback dust jacket version. I've never seen the movie of this book, the movie that goes with the book. I've never read the book, so I'm looking forward to reading this. I also got 10 Big Ones by Janet Ivanovich, and I haven't bought every book that I've seen by her because she has written a whole bunch of books, and I found a lot of them through the times I've been shopping. But this one appealed to me because it has something to do with these two people. This Stephanie Plum, I guess she's in a lot of different books, but she is shopping for nachos at like the convenience store, and there's a robbery. She's in the wrong place at the wrong time. She somehow becomes a target of a gang or something, and it just sounds interesting, and I've heard her books are very funny. I like light, funny reads every once in a while, so that should be good. I also got Mary Higgins Clark, No Place Like Home. I used to read a lot of Mary Higgins Clark in high school, and then I kind of just stopped reading them because they kind of all started to blend together. After you read a lot by a certain author, I think sometimes that happens. And I haven't read anything by her for a long time, but this one sounded really good, about a girl who kills her mother to save her from her stepfather somehow. And she is found not guilty, but she's found guilty by the court of public opinion type thing, and so she has to like change her name, and then as she moves away later on in life, someone seems to find out. Sounds good. I also got Shopaholic and Baby by Sophie Kinsella, and I've never read anything by her, but I've heard she's a very funny author, and so I got this, and it's really cute on the inside because it has this little drawings. I got Animal Farm, excuse me, by George Orwell. I read this in high school and I really liked it. There's a lot of symbolism in this book, and it's really short, so I'm going to read this one again. I also got Lullaby by Claire Seabird. It has something to do with a child abduction. I don't usually read books about child abductions because they kind of freak me out a little bit, but it looked good, so I got it. I also got Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is, everybody pretty much has heard of this book. It has to do with burning books in a dystopian society, and I've never read it, and I know I need to, and it's pretty short, so I'm going to get on that one of these days soon. I got Into the Wild by John Krakauer, and they had a really nice version of this at the Goodwill yesterday when I was there, but I'd already bought this one, so I was kind of disappointed about that. The text is teeny tiny, but I've heard a lot about this book, and I'm really looking forward to reading it as well. Something to do with a man who hitchhiked to Alaska, was walking alone in the wilderness, and then his decomposed body is found by a hunter 4 months later. Excuse excuse me. I'm getting over a cold and talking for a long time doesn't work. But, yeah. I got Poison Ink by Christopher Golden. This is obviously a YA type book about a group of friends who all decide to get a tattoo to match. Like matching tattoos, and the one girl backs out at the last minute, and after everyone gets their tattoos, they start to act strange and do things that they normally wouldn't do, and she starts to notice that their tattoo is spreading and changing, and so there's something very sinister happening. That sounded like an interesting premise, so I got it. I got My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. This one has amazing reviews on Goodreads. It's supposed to be really, really good. About two sisters. One has leukemia. The other one is a match for bone marrow transplants and things like that. So she's constantly poked and prodded, and it says she makes a decision that could affect the rest of her family's life and possibly her sister's life. And I think it's going to be one of those thought-provoking, like, what would I do in that situation type of books. And I like those kind of books. This one I was very, very excited to find. The Light Between Oceans by M.J. Stedman. A lot of, well, not a lot. I guess I've seen Ariel Bissett talks about this one a lot, and she said it's really good. And I saw it at Walmart. I almost bought it at Walmart, and I am so glad I didn't because I found it for $1 at Goodwill. I got The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella, and I just love the cover of this book. So, yay. It's so colorful and pretty. This one is so cute and fun, and it's like brand new. The Christmas Cookie Killer by Olivia J. Washburn, and this is just a cozy mystery, and it'll be great for Christmas time. So, I was actually very excited to get this one for some reason. I just think it's so fun. I need some more light reads. Sometimes I read too many heavy, dark, deep stuff, so I need some light stuff. This is more of a probably deep thing. This is The Red Tent by Anita Diamant. I've heard a lot of really good things about this book. It won the Book of the Year award. It is about Dinah, who was in the Bible, and she was Jacob's daughter, and Jacob had 4 wives, and so I'm sure that was an interesting time period to live in. I'm looking forward to reading this. I think it'll be really good. And the cashier actually at the Salvation Army told me it was a really good book. So I take her word. I'm sure that it is. I think that I've heard a lot of people say that. So I thought that was neat that she had read it. I got House Rules by Jodi Picoult. And this is about a boy who has Asperger's syndrome. And he's fascinated with forensic analysis, and so he's always showing up at crime scenes. And a murder occurs, and he becomes a suspect for the murder. And he starts to act really strange. Well, he doesn't start to act strange. Just the way he acts with lack of eye contact and things like that makes him seem even more suspicious, but it's really just characteristics of his Asperger's syndrome. So I thought that sounded really interesting, a kind of different story, and so I got that. I also got The Most Wanted by Jacqueline Mitchard, and she wrote The Deep End of the Ocean, which was a very good movie. I never read the book, but this sounds kind of taboo almost. It's about a 14-year-old girl who on a dare writes to a convict in prison, and he was a robber, I guess. They end up having a child together, and then he escapes and he wants to come get his wife and child later on. I think that sounds like interesting and unusual, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I got Lone Wolf by Jodi Picoult, and I thought this was a really pretty cover. Not exactly sure what this is about. It's got a kind of a vague plot, in my opinion. It does have really, really pretty leaves. It was a library book. It was at the Goodwill. And something to do with a family, so, and the guy researches wolves, so, yeah. I also got Trouble by Jesse Kellerman, and this is about a guy who stumbles, he's in college, I guess he's a med student, and he stumbles upon a murder in progress, and he, stops it from happening, and then he becomes a hero, but I guess it has something to do with, like, how he handles that fame, and it isn't all that it should be, like, it's not as great as it seems, something like that. I'm not exactly sure why I bought this book, but I think I'm going to read it. I mean, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think it sounds good. I'm not sure. We'll see. And then I got Without Mercy by Lisa Jackson. This is about a boarding school. A girl goes to a boarding school, and at this boarding school, lots of girls keep getting murdered. Yeah, that's pretty much the short version of what this book is about, so... And then I got another Anita Shreve, A Change in Altitude, and I thought this sounded interesting. It's about a couple who go away to Kenya. They're living in Kenya, and they decide to go on a climbing expedition, and someone dies in an accident, so I don't know. This one I had on my book outlet cart as well, but I found it for $1.50, so we'll see. It seems like these books by Anita Shreve don't get the best reviews on Goodwill, on Goodreads, but I might like them. Who knows? I also got Touch and Go by Lisa Gardner, and this is about, oh, that's Lisa Jackson. I thought maybe that was the same author. It's about a family that disappears. The whole family just vanishes without a trace. And then I'm going to show you the books I got at the library. Try to do really quick because I'm already at like a long time. These books were all, the paperbacks were 10 cents. The hardcovers are 25 cents at my library. It was just amazing. All the books I'm going to show you from here on out cost $1.98 for all of them. So cool. They just have a table set up all the time that you can, with books that you can buy. They don't have like a day where they sell books. They just always have these books. And I think when they withdraw books, they just kind of throw them on the table. So I was really excited to find these books. And I could have found more because they had boxes and boxes of like mass market paperbacks under the table, but my kids were with me and they were ready to go and they were kind of getting frustrated with me. So we left. But I did find some good ones. I got The Ruins by, oh no, this is from Goodwill. I'm sorry, I lied. This one is not from the library, but the rest are. But this is the Goodwill, The Ruins by Scott Smith. Stephen King said it's the best horror novel of the new century. So I bought it. I think it's something to do with these people that someone disappears and the couple goes to look for him in an ancient ruin site. And there's a terrifying presence there, so... Yeah, now the library books. I got White Cargo by Stuart Woods. I got Full Tilt by Neil Shusterman. Yeah, another carnival type book. This sounds really good. Neil Shusterman wrote Unwind, so that's one of the reasons I got it. But it's about this kid that goes to a carnival, and it's a phantom carnival that traps its customers forever, and you have to survive 7 deadly rides by dawn to escape, and each of the rides represents a deep personal fear. So that sounded really good. It's like brand new, and it was 10 cents. I got The Healer by Rick Gibson, about a boy who has this healing touch where he can heal people, and the government finds out and they want to use his power, but not for good, for evil, I guess. And then I got The Immortal by Ilo Roque, and this one is like brand new as well. I believe this is a Christian fiction book, which is fine with me, but it's something to do with, it sounded like The Host, where it's 2065 and they capture a person's brainwaves and consciousness and transfer them into a new synthetic body. So it has really bad reviews on Goodreads, so it should be fun. In the Flesh by Clive Barker. And these are, I think this is a collection of stories by him. I've come to realize he's a pretty famous author. I've never really heard of him until a couple months ago. But I have a lot of books on my Kindle by him, but I thought the cover was really cool. I got Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. Have not read anything by either of these authors, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I got Handle with Care by Jodi Picoult. This is actually an advanced reader's copy, which is probably why her picture is on the cover. It's about a couple who have a daughter. I believe she has special needs, and sounds interesting. It's a really big book. I got Savages by Shirley Conran, and I think this is about a group of women who their husbands, they're on a trip somewhere, they're wealthy, and their husbands are killed, and they flee to the jungle, and they have to survive, and that should be good. And then I got these two books stick together. Okay. The Ninth Girl by Tammy Hogue. About a murder girl. Yeah, I'm trying to give the short version. And the last book is The Children of Men by P.D. James. I actually had this in my TBR list on Goodreads when I kind of stumbled across it and thought it sounded really good. So I was very excited to find it at the library. It is a dystopian where it's 2021 and the human race is coming to an end. Since 1995, no babies have been born because in that year, all males unexpectedly became infertile. So that sounds really good. There's like some sticky stuff on this book. So every time I lay this book on top of it, they kind of stick together. But yeah, that's my very long February haul. I don't think you're going to see a lot more from me in February because I have a lot of books that I bought and I don't have any more room on my bookshelf. So, you know, I got to go shopping for a bookshelf or talk my father-in-law into building me some. But I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, though, and I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos, and I guess I'll see you next time.